So to begin, you want to start with your first peg. You want to E-wrap it. You'll be E-wrapping every other peg. Now we're back to the first peg. So to finish casting on, you're going to go ahead and knit that off. Then you go to the side and you're going to pick up the ladder, wrap it up and over the next peg. So we're using the ladder to wrap those pegs that were empty and then knit that off. The greatest thing about the corrugated rib is that it gives you a very cool effect. On the inside, you're going to have these floats from the color that you're not using at the moment, and it's going to give you a double thickness to that brim area. It just gives you that extra warmth. So what we're going to do is with one color, you're going to do a knit stitch. With the other color, you're going to do a purl stitch. When I'm working with two colors, I like to make sure that I put one color on one side and the other color on the other side. I like to kind of keep them separated. Take these two tails. I'm going to just wrap them around like I'm making a knot. Then I'm going to wrap it again. And then I'm going to pull it snug down. So take your new color. You're going to give yourself a little bit of a tail. Without making a knot, I just kind of make a little loop. I'm going to put that on the peg that I want to put the new color on and just knit over. So the white is going to go on to the second stitch, the second peg. The next part is very easy. On this first kind of setup round, we're going to just be using knit stitches. I've completed the setup row. Now I'm going to begin the corrugated ribbing, and that just means that I'm going to take same color to same color. I'm going to knit the main color pegs, and I'm going to purl the contrasting color pegs. So I want to increase here on this peg and here on this peg on all four of the arms. we're going to be switching colors. So I'm moving the white color to the back and placing it just along the back side of those pegs. And I'm going to bring up the next color over the top of it. And just like on the brim, we kind of do this the same way. The next one is going to be pink. The next two are pink. So we just knit the two in pink. Now if you get to a color that has more than 2 stitches, I like to catch the float if that's the case. What I would do is put the black yarn over the top of the pink yarn, and when I do that I just take my whole ball with me to the side. Then I'd bring up the pink yarn over the black and knit the stitch. Then if my next 3 were black, I would knit 2 stitches in black, and before I knit the 3rd stitch, I would bring the whole ball of yarn with me over the top of the black and just lay it across the back of the pegs like this. Bring the black yarn up over it and knit the next stitch and just snug it down in the back. And that's how you do the color work. One thing you want to make sure that you do is you stagger where you pin the back of these floats from row to row. Like in this row of 3, I could have pinned after the first stitch and then knit the next 2. And it's just as easy as that. So what you want to do is when you have a decrease, I just go to where the slider is and I'll just pick up that stitch and put it on top of the one next to it. Pick up the other side like this and put it on the peg next to it. Then move your sliders up so they're in line and tighten it down. So you have 2 stitches on each peg next to your sliders. And when you come to those stitches, you just knit those over as one. Take your tail and wrap it around the remaining pegs ish. Doesn't have to be exact. A little over one time. Just so you have a long enough tail to go through all of the stitches. And we're going to use a drawstring bind off. We're going to take our tail, put it onto a tapestry needle, and then you're going to go up through all of the loops left on the pegs. If you don't want to use your tapestry needle, you can simply use your hook. Here we go. You're going to go ahead and pull that tail right out. And you're going to do that all the way around. When you're done, you're going to slip the stitches off once they've had the tail brought through them, and then we'll cinch it tight. And that's it closed up. Now you'll see that once you have it finished, you'll have a lot of ends left to sew in. So you'll just want to go through and sew in all of your ends. And as you can see, when I switched the colors, I didn't cut them. I went ahead and just floated them up with the work as I went along. Another trick that you'll want to maybe do after you take something off of the loom is give the stitches a little tug, like this. With them being all stretched out on the loom, sometimes they get a little bit wonky. So you want to just kind of give them a little tug. This cast on, I really like this non-loopy cast on. It looks great. I won't have to go back in and do any tightening on it. It just is a really great technique for getting an amazing cast on. There's just nothing I need to do to it now that it's off of the loom. It looks really great. Got my little heart-shaped button here. It's a little wooden button. So you just thread that up, and then what I like to do is go inside of the hat and go up to the top. Take your button, put it through one of the holes, and if your button has more than 2 holes, that's fine. Just use 2 holes that are opposite of each other, and come up through. Then I'm going to just go across from where I came out, pick a spot, and go back down inside. You can see the needle coming through, and I'm going to just make sure that I get it through the other hole of my button. And then just pull that through. And I want to go ahead and cut this tail off. Then I'm going to do my double wrap tie. So double wrap the first part of the knot and snug that down, pull it nice and tight, and then I'm just going to tie a bow because we want to be able to easily take this off, to put it, to wash the hat, to change it out, to take it off completely and not have a pom-pom, and that will hold it just fine. You can wear it. I've worn mine all winter long like this and had no problems whatsoever with it coming off. And then take it off, fluff up your pom-pom. It's all set to go. And your hat has a cute pom-pom on it, and it's completely removable.